Hi everyone, this is Cindy from Ideas Times 2. Welcome back to our channel. I have a project I've been working on this week, and I have just a couple of things I want to do and I'll be finished. So I thought I would sign on today and maybe do a little craft with me while I finish up this project. And kind of finishing up the project actually that we started on Sunday with the tutorial on the grungy paper bag cover. And I've been working on this a little bit every day after work, and I'm almost finished, and I plan on getting this done tonight. So I have finished up the cover. So the this is what we started on Sunday, and I had left the tutorial with just the construction of the cover, and so since then I've done a little bit of collage on here and added some a little collaging down here on the bottom with a book plate, so the pocket here would be nice and sturdy. And on the back I did the same thing. Are you going through? Go on. A little just a little paper up here on top and on the bottom, just for a little added stability. And on the inside I added, let's see, a large tag to this big pocket in the front, and a little ephemera card, and another tiny little tag here, and in the back a policy envelope that I folded in half to make two separate pockets, and the ex libris down here. And it's the inside is done except for just a couple things in the back, and I thought I needed some kind of, I don't know, side pocket or something here. And then on the cover, inside cover, I need something to put in this pocket, as well as maybe a cluster or something to go on here, just to kind of give it a more finished look. So I'm going to put this to the side, and put these back in the pocket, and do some kind of a side tuck. I think I have like one of everything else in this journal, but I don't have a side pocket. So I have, you can see over here, just a pile of stuff, a little bit of everything. A couple of tags maybe we can make today, just kind of the leftovers from what I've been working with. And so this piece of paper was just from my stash, and I think it's a little big. Do a quick measure. I think I need to take about a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch off. And since this is a grungy journal, a little more ink is always appropriate, and for this journal maybe necessary. I keep with the grungy theme, and I went with the bee theme, so almost everything in the journal is bee related in some way. And as soon as we finish these little projects, I'll flip through so you can, before I bind it, so you can kind of see what I did. Let's see, maybe just a little paper. It's a little tear off from another sheet. It's already actually plenty grungy. And let's see, I could do a little bit of twine on there. Maybe some lace. I don't have a lot of lace in this journal. I have lots of twine. I'd intended to do this video. I gotta stop. I have no microphone on. So I just sewed and just did a little top stitch, a little zigzag on there. Nothing elaborate, but just enough to hopefully give it some character, give it some color, some visual interest and texture. So I think it's okay. And I'm going to glue it down instead of sewing it in. You know, with this journal, a lot of the embellishments I just sewed in, partly because it kind of fits the theme of grungy, so I have lots of stitching on everything, and loose threads, a number of loose threads. To give it a little bit more that grungy look. So, yeah, not too bad. And it'll give me a spot to add a couple of ephemera cards. Let's see. Since this is a bee journal, I got, I've used ephemera from all over the place, things from my own stash, some things from Nick the Booksmith, and as you can see, this is from Mrs. Cog. She has a number of bee-related digital kits, and this one is called the Beekeepers. And she has another one called the Pollinators, which is bees and dragonflies and I was thinking there were 3 different insects, but I have both some cards from both of those kits in here. And so that glue should be dry pretty quick here, and I can slip those in. I've been trying to keep everything muted in this journal, so these prints I think are perfect. For this journal, it's almost monochromatic, so I think the back is splattered on these, and those can just fit right in there. And I think the signature is done, and I was thinking for the cover, inside of the back cover, I put this policy envelope in here, and on the one side it has some ephemera cards with bees, of course, and those are just tucked in there. I didn't do anything special to those. I grunged them up a little bit, but didn't do any embellishments. But this side pocket needs something, and I think it needs something to, I don't know, finish it up, to make it look a little finished on there. I love these envelopes. I got them at Tuesday Morning, and they're graphic 45. And I just think they're so cute. So let's see, I'll move the signature now off to the side and move this over here. And I have some of these really grungy index cards, these graph paper index cards. And Excuse me, I gotta wet my whistle. I was thinking it would be, it's really cute to mount it on here. I have to trim a little off the bottom, but then add a tab and an eyelet with maybe a charm is kind of what I was thinking. I have to do the thinking before I turn the camera on, because sometimes I just I have so many ideas that I don't know how to kind of edit sometimes, and I spend too much time thinking and too much time, you know, looking through everything and wanting everything to be perfect. And I have to remind myself that, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be perfect for me, as long as I like it, or excuse the cat. You know, if I'm making it for somebody or for the shop, that the person who buys it has to like it, and that's what matters. And I'm going to tuck that in here. Let's see if I need to trim it down at all. Let's see, probably an inch maybe off the bottom. Yeah, that's perfect. Save that for later. And let's see. I have this paper bag that has the word B stamped on it. I'll add that. Excuse me. Just a little something on there. What's this here? Nah, don't like that. Maybe just this down here on the bottom. And then a tab that's maybe all it needs. Sometimes less is best. And I have my tab punch. And where are my scissors? There they are, by the sewing machine. I'm going to double this over. And get a double tab. So I don't even think it needs to be, it can be grunged up anymore. It's already pretty dark. I'm going to glue this on here off to the side, I think. And I've got my crocodile handy, so I can add an eyelet. I love that tab punch. I don't think I need to do anything to the back, so I think that looks pretty good. I don't know, should I sew on there? Now, for now, I'll leave it. And grab some eyelets. Grab my crocodile. And I'm going to put an off-center eyelet on there. And a few dark ones left. And since that's what I've already used on the cover, I'll go ahead and use another dark one. Easy peasy. And I do think this needs some sewing. I'll do that after we're done. And I could not find any little bee charms. I have some big ones, but I couldn't find any little ones when I was looking a little while ago. So I think I'm going to use this sunflower, since bees love flowers. Flowers love bees. And I've got a little salvage piece of this fabric. And there, bulb pin, I think. That will do the trick. And sunflower, a little bit of fabric. And there we go. I think that's a little too much fabric though. So there. Leave that charm hanging out of that envelope. I swear I had that all go in the right direction, but I think I have it. There we go. Upside down. So pop that in there. So all my tuck spots and pockets are full. And I think one just needs a little something something right there. So I've got a bunch of textiles in my pile of scraps. Okay, well, I just ran out of memory on my iPad, and so my camera shut itself off. So I didn't realize it, of course, until I was done making this cute little cluster right here with a book page, a little burlap, some fabric, and cheesecloth, and a little hexagonal shaped bee that I cut out of this ephemera card, and I sewed it all together, glued it on. So I didn't notice that the camera shut itself off, and I think all of us who make any videos for YouTube have had that experience probably happen more than once. And then the last thing, the very last thing before I sew it all together, is to add some charms. So I have 2 charms here. I don't know if you can see those. It's getting kind of dark. This one says, in every walk with nature, one receives far more than they seek. And that's a Tim Holtz coin charm. And then I have this other little one that says dream. So I'm just going to hopefully be able to get both pieces of twine through this little one. Okay, actually I should have put the big one in there first, because that's got to go in the back. And, oh, whoops, one went in, one did not. Well, And we'll save that for later. You don't want to watch me struggling with, threading that through there. But you want to see what everything looks like finished. So the front, I've got two tags on the front. And just a little grungy, not too grungy. And I just love my new hexagonal punch. I think it is awesome. And on the inside, big pocket, little pocket. And I used some Nick the Booksmith pages. And everything is coffee stained. I dyed things or dried them in my toaster oven so I would get the lines. There's a doily, some paper from my stash, this beautiful eco print that I got in some happy mail from Elizabeth Ciotti, or Ciotti. And I just thought it was gorgeous, and I've been saving it for something special, and I thought it would be perfect in here. There's a little bit of lace on there, a book page pocket with a couple more grungy tags, and those are just blank on the back. See, there's some more from my hexagon, my awesome little hexagon punch. Here's a vintage receipt and a book page, and this is the B page. So on one side, it's got everything from here down is some kind of B something, and continued on the back. Here's a little collage, a book page from a children's poetry book, and this was a poem about the color gold called What is Gold? And on this page it has some bees, and it says, gold is the color of clover honey. And I thought that was sweet. Here we have a belly band. It wraps around both sides, and on this side it has a little cluster and a pocket, or an envelope I made out of coffee stained paper, and I just put that on there and tuck it under the cluster to keep the envelope closed. And this side has a little journaling card. Some really grungy tracing paper. I love coffee stained tracing paper. It just sounds so awesome. There's a little bit of stenciling on there, some honeycomb and some book pages. A couple of ephemera cards that I just tucked in a gold paper clip. On this gorgeous wrapping paper with bees on it. Another Nick the Booksmith page. And the center of the signature has this page from a bee book and this embellished envelope. And I've got a few things tucked in each of the pockets. A fabric ruffle. There's the other side of that botanical. Here's a little flip with a tag and a really grungy library card, a card catalog card. And another little bit of stenciling right there, and another collage. Library pocket with some ephemera cards. And this whole page, I splattered this whole page with ink. And there's another cluster and a charm. Here's that pocket we just made. And the other side of that beautiful eco print. And then the back of the journal. I think it turned out pretty sweet. And so last thing I need to do is bind the signature to the book, add those charms, and this one is done. And if you remember from Sunday's video, I had two exemplars. The one I had already started, and then the one that this is the one that we made together, and this is the one I had already started. And so I did this one very similar to the other one, with the collage on the front and on the pockets for some stability, and on the inside you can see it's not quite inside's not quite finished, but I've been making things to put in the pockets, and working on this one kind of simultaneously with the other one, so that I can get one of these into the shop. And so this one's coming along pretty nicely. It should be done. I don't know if I'll finish it tonight, but should finish it for sure by Saturday. So you can see I've got, a few things already made and ready to go in, and I have all the papers. So I just think these turned out so well. So thanks for joining me today. I had some things to get finished and thought we could maybe craft together. Have a fantastic evening. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And I would like especially to say hi to all of our new subscribers. We had an influx of new subscribers in the last 24 hours, and that's been just super exciting. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed spending the last 30 minutes or so with me, and look for more videos, more tutorials, and flip-throughs. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.